Welcome back, everybody. This is Tyler, another video for you, and what I'm going to show you now. This is my Quicksilver Pinball machine that I picked up very cheap. It was what did I pay? $150, $200? I can't remember. But anyway, so this is a very cheap pinball machine that I got, and this is made by Stern. It's I believe 1980 was the date it came out. It's a pretty interesting pinball machine. It's got really nice kind of Geiger, the guy who did Aliens, style artwork on it. The whole cabinet is like a chrome paint job on it, right here, and the playfield is predominantly green. So when I got this, it actually did work for a little bit, and then the rectifier board went on it. So one thing I'll show you is it does have some playfield wear right here. But for what I paid for, it's really not a big deal. Not sure what I'm going to do in terms of repairing the playfield. I'm not going to invest a lot of money into it. I may just touch up some paint. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to talk with some pinheads about that. But anyway, so here's the pinball machine. You can see right there. I've got it sitting on some of these casters. It's right next to my Star Trek The Next Generation right here, which is in great shape. So there it is. And let's talk a little bit about what I got to do to this thing. Put this back in the tripod. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see me and hear me. Okay, so I got this right here. This is a bridge rectifier board, and this came from Great Plains Electronics. And this is what it looks like. And so can you guys see it here? There you go. All right, so what this is goes in this way, and inside the pinball machine there's a gigantic coil, and it has several different coils inside the one coil. And it outputs a bunch of different voltages, 7.3 volts, 43 volts, and a whole bunch of voltages. And what this does is all the voltages coming off that coil are going to be alternating current, because when you have a AC current going into a coil, the currents coming out are going to all be AC, but it's going to be isolated. Now what this is, it's got a bridge rectifier, and essentially a bridge rectifier is 4 diodes set up in such a way that it turns the alternating current into direct current. And I'm not going to go into detail how that works, but each one of these 3 here are bridge rectifiers, and they have large heat sinks on them. So it's essentially 4 diodes inside there to handle a heavy load. So this is a replacement one that Great Plains Electronics makes. There's a couple other companies that make them, but I chose this one. This is $60. And the great thing about when you buy this one from Great Plains is that you get all this with it, which you wouldn't get with other ones. You get the fuses you need, all the Molex connectors, everything you're going to need to mount this, a plastic cover, everything. So you really can't go wrong with that. So I'm going to show you where this goes. Okay, so here I'm going to show you how to open pinball machines. First you open the front door on it, and then you release the lockdown bar. Now, I never knew what a lockdown bar in a pinball machine was until I actually got one. So this is the lockdown bar, and this keeps the glass in the pinball machine. So I'm just going to take this down. Okay, so now I got that out. Just slide the glass out. This, you got to be careful. This is tempered glass, so it's not going to crack like crazy. Like it's not going to easy. It's going to be easy to break, but it's not going to be that easy to break. Okay, so now I've got the glass out. All I have to do now is just grab the machine like this, grab the playfield, slide it forward, lift it up, and then there's I went too far forward. There's a bar in here. It goes right in this notch right here. And that holds the playfield up while you go to work on it. So this thing's all apart. I didn't bother putting it back together after I found out what was going on with it. Okay, so we got the playfield up, and you look right there. That's the coil, and that converts the AC current coming out from the wall plug into several lower voltages. Maybe I think one's higher actually, but And that flows into, this is the original bridge rectifier board right here. And this thing's pretty beat up. And while I could rebuild this thing, I really didn't want to even bother with it, because by the time you spend the time with the parts and fixing it, and maybe it doesn't work when you're done, it's a real frustration. So I just, and this thing's actually been hacked a bunch of times already. There's the diodes in this one. You see they're much smaller, the rectifiers in there. You see the board is pretty bumpy in there. And here's one that was mounted remotely when they replaced it. They just put one remotely on this thing. So this thing's crazy. It's a crazy mess. The other thing I found out when I got this machine is that the flippers didn't work unless these direct wires were clicked onto the solenoids and then connected to the flipper switches down here. So this thing's been hacked up quite a bit. And the GI lights work, but none of the indicator lights work on this thing. And I'm assuming it's because of this. I think it wasn't just the one. I think it kind of went out in two phases. The first part was the what you call it, the non-general illumination lights. Those were the ones that first went, probably. And so this is this will hopefully fix most of the problems in this machine. I'm assuming, because there was no, by the time I mean, it ran for about 15 minutes after I got it, and then it died. And there's no voltage coming off of this thing. The voltage runs in, but it doesn't run out. So this thing's dead, and it definitely needs either to be fixed or replaced, and I decided to replace it. So there's that, and you see here I got this big pile of Testors paints, and those are what I've been thinking about. Those are what I've been thinking about using to actually touch up the playfield on this thing. All right, guys, so that's the video for you, and hopefully today I will be able to get this fully installed and give it a try. It's going to be pretty scary though, because I put all this money into buying this board, and hopefully when I turn it on, it won't kill the new board I just bought. But that's the risk you take with pinball machines. So thanks for watching, and I'll have another video for you coming up soon.